Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtatrashta Shri Shrimat Abhay Charam Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav ki Nama Acharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Radha Kun Shama Kun Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Mai ki, Yamuna Mai ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Pramanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories of Shri Shri Gauranga, Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so reading from Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 1 and text 13 and 14. So, we don't repeat, no? Prabhu, this is no repeating, no? This is no board, right? It's just reading. Oh, you are putting. Okay. So, text 13. Tatah shankascha bhairyascha Panavanaka Gomukha Sahasaiva Yahanyanta Sa Shabdash Tumulo Bhavat. Okay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. After that, the conchs, drums, bugles, trumpets and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Tatah shvetair hayar yukte mahati syandane sthitau madavak pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradadhmatu. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on the great chariot, drawn by white horses, sounded the transcendental conchs. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Dev, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardanaha. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Haribol. Oh, you have some water. Water. So, no need translation, right? I suppose. Okay. So here in these verses, then we are seeing the setting of the scenes before the war starts. And then we see that Bhishmadev, then he is very powerful warrior. He is blowing his conch. And Duryodhana, he was happy because it was very powerful. But then after that, it was Krishna and Arjuna, and they blew their conches. So, and the sound was transcendental. So it's beyond any power, even whatever Bhishmadev could produce. So, Bhishmadev knew, because he's a devotee, and everybody, the devotees understood that there's no hope for a victory of the Kauravas, because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. So, this is just our connection back to what we were discussing yesterday on the Bhagavatam class. It's about relationships. You have to know where you put your relationship. First of all, you have to develop relationship. And second, you have to know with whom. So now Pandavas, they were very clear. Because the Pandavas had, thank you, they had a choice. They can either take Krishna, Krishna, okay, he was their cousin, so then he was declaring, I'm not going to fight in this war. But Krishna had his own army. So then he said, okay, it was then Arjuna and Duryodhana. And then they were supposed to decide. Krishna said, okay, one can take my army and the other one I'll be with. But I'm not going to fight. So Duryodhana, he very happily took Krishna's army because they are very powerful. And Arjuna, he was very happy to take Krishna on their side. Even though Krishna said, I'm going to fight. But that was not of a concern to the Pandavas, as long as Krishna is with us. And we had seen it, Queen Kunti Devi. She is in palace back from the 12 years in the forest. And then because now she feels separation from Krishna, she wants to go back to the forest. So the Pandavas were devotees. And they could not be without the presence of Krishna. So they were happy. Krishna is with us. And Krishna, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Okay, I will take a position of a charioteer. So then it's inferior position to Arjuna actually, who is the warrior on the chariot. Krishna didn't mind. Krishna is God no matter what he does. So to him it doesn't matter if he takes up the position of a charioteer, and some may think, oh, you are lower than Arjuna. For his devotee, Krishna will do anything. So anyway, so then Krishna, he goes with Pandavas and his army goes with the Kauravas. So Duryodhana is happy. He is happy. Bhishma is with me. Okay, so he thought, no, Drona, Bhishma, no, Ashwatthama is there. I have Karna. So I have everything. And the Pandavas, yeah, they are good. But Krishna is there, okay, yeah, but he cannot fight. It's gone. Definitely no. We have won, the Kauravas were thinking. But for devotees, it was obvious that it wouldn't happen. Because Krishna is with the Pandavas. So, relationships. Because of the relationship, then Pandavas wanted Krishna and Pandavas won the war. Now, we were saying that, we were talking about the Vastutrayi, which is the Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Sambandha is the Sambandha Gyan, is the science of relationship. Abhideya is the process how to get to Prayojana, the goal. So, if we want to understand it, then we need to understand what the relationships are. We need to understand how to relate, first of all, to each other. We need to understand that being offensive to each other will not solve our problem. It will make it more difficult. We may think, I am devotee, I am doing so much of service, I am dedicated, I am doing everything, and I know the best, I am the manager here, I can do whatever I want. No, you cannot. We have to be very careful. One cannot do everything. One cannot commit Namaparat. Namaparat is extremely dangerous. So, then if we know Krishna, then we know we don't need anything else than Krishna. If we don't know Krishna, then we need so many other things than Krishna. The living entity, just 1 second. Every living entity is looking for a shelter. Everybody needs some shelter. You look at it, right? People, even the dogs, they are looking for shelter. They need to sleep somewhere. The monkeys. So, human beings are looking for shelter. And they are, with the shelter, they are also looking for some satisfaction, happiness. They are looking for ananda. But in the conditioned state, we don't really know what it is. So then, You want some place to stay. You want somebody to take care of you, or you have enough money to take care of yourself. That's the shelter then the conditioned living entity will be looking for. Devotee, he finds shelter in Krishna. And he understands that if he has Krishna, everything is being provided. It's just an example. You know, the shoemaker, Bata, no? You know? In India, no, there are also, no? Company, Bata. Isn't it? Yes, no? Yeah. So, that main owner, then he created the factory, but if you know, there are many places in India where the factory is. How is it called? Bhatanagar. Have you heard that? In Bengal, there are, I don't know, maybe there are some more, but he creates factory and he creates whole city around it. So then, the laborers, they come to work. After work, everybody has a place to stay. He makes apartments for all of them. When they get sick, there are hospitals for the laborers. When they have kids, there are schools for the kids. You want entertainment, there are places of entertainment for the laborers. You want to go for shopping, there are shops for the laborers. They don't need to go anywhere. Everything is being provided for them. So now, these laborers, and I know some who actually work there, when they are being treated like that, do you think that they want to leave the company? Why not? Because the shelter is being provided. They have everything what they need for their living. Everything is being provided. Why would they leave? Do you know there is like a book of stories called Upakhyan Upadesh? Have you heard about? It's the stories which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and used to mention many times. So they got compiled in a book. One of the story is called Balam Rice and Ghee. Anybody knows what's Balam rice? It's a rice, original variety of rice from Bangladesh. They describe the rice as if anybody in the village cooks that rice at home, the whole village knows that. Very scented rice. Basmati is nothing. Basmati 1,000 times more is Balam rice. Very, very scented, very just first class. So now, that's the name of the story. So it starts like this. There is a guy, he's a zamindar, and he needs servants. But he is very rough and he demands a lot. So no servant wants to work for him. And he's trying to give more money, but servant, no, I'm leaving. So once he complained to his friend and he said, I don't know what to do. Whenever I get new servant, he stays for a week and he leaves. And his friend told him, oh, is that it? So you want to keep your servant, right? Yes. What should I do? Oh, that's very easy. You feed him balam rice and ghee. So why? Well, why should I do that? No, balam rice is expensive. Just do as I told you. So then, all right, he got new servant. And then he's demanding, he's heavy. But every time, for lunch, he gives him balam rice and ghee. So then, after a week, the servant, he is fried. And no, I'm not working, it's too much, too heavy. So he left. Then again, the friends meet. And the first one, he says, see, it happened again. I did what you told me. I was giving him the balam rice and ghee, but he still left. And he said, just wait. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, then knock on the door. And there was the servant. And he said, please, can I get work in your house? I said, what? But you know, I'm very heavy. I demand. Yes, I know. And after I left your house, and I went to, I tried so many other places to work. And true, they are maybe not so heavy, but nobody gives me balam rice and ghee. So, attachments. Right? You get something good, you get attached to it, and that's how you get hooked. So, shelter. See the Bhatta? He provided shelter for the laborers. The laborers wouldn't want to go anywhere else because they were sheltered. They have everything what they wanted. So until the jiva becomes purified, until he finds shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, he needs shelter. But he will be looking for the shelter differently. So during that time, then yes, he needs money, he needs some property, he needs something else, whatever he wants for his own living. Because that's what he considered necessary for him in his conditioned state. But when he gets purified, so you see, for example, Raghunath Das Goswami. His father was probably the richest person in the world. Raghunath Das, he didn't care about the riches. He didn't care about his beautiful wife. He was completely renounced. So for him, no matter opulence was necessary. He wanted full surrender to the Lord. Another example, we see Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj, in his third birth, as a Jada Bharat, he was completely detached from anything. He didn't even care about his father, his mother, he didn't care about anything. He pretended to be crazy. All he wanted, just to meditate on the Lord. So this is a shelter. So one shelter in the conditioned state is material. We need some material property. We have griha, so the griha has to be big enough, and we need children, and the children need their own space, and we need a lot of money because we need to go for some holidays, and we need this and that, and then it keeps growing. But when it comes to that the person realizes, okay, the grihastha ashram is over, then suddenly everything what was there is no need for it. Another example, you see Kardama Muni. He had everything. He even had his son was the Lord himself. And then that's what he said, when my son is big enough, then I'm taking sannyas and going away. Devavati was okay. Or Anga Maharaj, great devotee and very big king. He was the father of Vena. But Vena, his son, was a rascal. Now, King Vena, he tried so much to rectify Vena, to train him, but he could not. Vena was very cruel. Like, for example, kids are playing, right? So he's playing with some kids there. But what happened, one time he didn't win. The other kid win. He won. Then Vena killed him. Very cruel. So Anga Maharaj, he tried for years to train his character. He could not. So for the king, now when he is 12-year-old, the boy, he could sit on the throne. And together with the ministers, then he continues ruling. So when Vena turned 12, Anga Maharaj, then he saw that I cannot do anything. I have done everything. I tried everything. Nothing worked. I cannot do anything. He walked away. And nobody saw him again. He just went into the forest, took sannyas. Nobody saw him. Detachment. He didn't need a shelter of the big palace anymore. He is looking for the shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. How, as we mentioned, Queen Kunti, she is renouncing the whole palace, the whole world, in fact, just to have shelter of Krishna. And what are we doing? Give me more. Give me more. I want more property, more possessions. I want more money, more power. Are we getting closer to Krishna? Or are we away from Krishna? Every one of us has a choice. You choose one. You ask Krishna for you want that, okay, then you'll be happy. Here, take it. Because we are here because we want to enjoy. We want to enjoy the Purusha. We want to be in control. I am this, I am that, and I'm playing some role. It just, the drama takes a little longer, takes lifetimes. But that's not us. This body, that's not us. So as long as we want, we will stay in these bodies. Maybe not the same one. No. You die and get born again. As long as you want. It's your choice. But when you realize, I don't want that, I want to stop the cycle of birth and death, then you have to do something. You have to realize that, okay, this is not for me. I don't want it anymore. But, so what do? Then you have to take the attachments which you have so much in the material world. And the same attachment you have to put into Krishna. It's your choice only. As long as you want to be attached here, you will. And it doesn't matter whether you are man or woman, you call yourself devotee or not devotee, it doesn't matter. It applies to everyone. You can be a devotee and maintain attachments for the material world. You can be seemingly some grihastha, some vishayi, and be completely detached. Right? We see the example of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He, Garara Pandit, once he went with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And he is sitting on the throne, and it's a golden throne, not wood, golden. And he has beautiful maidservants, and they are fanning him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking about him as a great devotee. Now, Gadara Pandit, he is coming and saying, who is this guy? He is not a devotee, he's a Vishayi. But he didn't say that. He was thinking about it because he's enjoying. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understanding the mind of Gadadhar, then he sings a verse from Gopi Gita. When Pundarik Vidyanidhi hears the verse, as he was in his expensive clothes in front of everyone, he just gets into ecstasy and starts rolling on the ground. Then Gadadhar Pandit, he understood. He made a mistake. He made an offense. Because he is a great devotee. So, we don't know who is a great devotee. But we should know who are we. We should know where we stand. Am I pretending or am I being real? Everybody should know individually. And then, according to that, what you know about yourself, the same thing Krishna knows about you. He is with us. He is Paramatma. He knows your desires. He doesn't care about what you say. He knows what you think. You can pretend, you can say different things, and you can cheat many people. You cannot cheat Krishna. So the relationship is not about how you talk. It's not about the externals. It's about the internal. It's about actually what you want. What you actually desire. So this is what is the relationship. And we need to know relationship. Like we were giving the other day an example of when a child is being born to a mother. Immediately, she develops a relationship with the kid. It's my child, and I will do anything for the child. She doesn't sleep because the kid is crying at night that he wants to eat. So she feeds him. She bathes him. She cleans his backside. She does everything for the kid. Because it's my kid and I love him. It's a relationship. So this is the relationship which we are looking for. So if you know what is the relationship, you can develop a relationship with Krishna. But if you don't know what is relationship, it will be very difficult to develop a relationship with Krishna. And maybe you can collect crores and crores of rupees, you can distribute so many books. But if you are not developing a relationship with the devotees, and if you are not developing a relationship with the Lord, then it will be very difficult to progress. You will need to develop the relationship. Rupa Goswami talks about it. So we have to listen to our acharyas. So, your desire. Whom or how or where do you want to take shelter? From whom? Your choice. And it's not always very easy. You can say so many things. Oh yeah, if I could, I will go back to Godhead now. But if suddenly then the Lord comes now here and asks, okay, everybody come, we can go to Goloka. But we have to go right now. How many of you will be ready for it? Immediately the attachments will pop up. Oh, I need to call my mother. Oh, I need to do some arrangements. I need to give, I have to give the money to somebody. And there is a good chance that nobody will go. But at some point, you will stand in front of this decision. You will have to make a choice. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you are going to die? What shelter are you looking for? And you don't have to say anything. You just think. And whatever you are thinking, this is where you go. And you will be thinking about, most likely, what you were doing the whole life. So, you will make the choice. And this lifetime is there for you to prepare to make the right choice. So here, we see there are Pandavas and there are the Kauravas. There is Krishna and there is seemingly the superior force. But because Krishna is here, nothing is superior to Krishna. Everything is conquered. Where do you want to be? This choice you have to make and you have to take responsibility for. So, you have something to think about. Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions you want to ask?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Regarding this example, this analogy of taking care of the people and valorizing the, have been thinking about how we take care of our devotees in our temples so they will stay fixed in place serving. And I have seen that many times we ensure that they have all material facilities, they will stay. And even though we provide everything, they leave. So what is the real point? What what should we do to keep the devotees happy, the temples and the communities, so they don't leave to other societies or to the materialistic life again? What should we do?
See, there is, in Bhagavatam, there's the example of the bird in the golden cage. So you can provide all the facility, no, but the bird is still in the cage. Now when the conditioning is strong, and then you provide all the material facility, this is what the person is looking for, he will be happy for some time. But you are talking about devotees. Why do devotees, join a temple, or what the devotees are looking for? They can get much better opportunity for material opulence outside than here. They generally get the bad treatment, but they are not because they are not looking for material opulence. They want something higher. But during the period before they get purified, they still need some material shelter. So, as a temple president, you cannot just provide material opulence and thinking the devotees will be happy. You provide the necessity, what they need to be comfortable, but you have to provide them with spiritual knowledge, because this is what they are looking for. And more realizations they get, less they require of the material opulence. So that's also very individual. So you have to deal with every devotee individually. You have to see who is where, what they need, and you provide that. Because as devotees, now on the Vaidhi Bhakti, so the consciousness is Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya is like the consciousness which is not already on the material platform, it's not the bodily consciousness, but at the same time, no, it's not pure, it's not Anandamaya. So we want to achieve Anandamaya, and we don't want the bodily. But it can go anyway. So you as a leader, you have to see what is the necessity to provide for the shelter materially, and what spiritually for each devotee individually. It's like some devotee, he may, he gets sick. So, take me to the hospital. I need that, I need the treatment, I need this and that. Right? But some devotee gets sick and he may say, it's up to Krishna. No, I'm going to think about Krishna and he will take care. So, you cannot think that you provide one thing, you give, and I gave it to you, so be happy now. Where is the relationship? You have to inquire what actually he needs. Talking. Gohyam akiti prichati. Then based on that you can find out what he needs as a material thing, and what he needs spiritually. And as he progresses, then the material needs are going to be less and less. But for a new devotee, then he will need probably much more. And there is no harm in that. We have to understand that. It's like children. When children are children, they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of affection. And you, as a parent, you have to give it. You cannot say, don't bother me. No, I have no time for you. Now, many kids are also like that. But those kids who grow up without the affection, without the attention, they keep continuing being kids even when they're adults. And they demand. They didn't get it from their parents. They want the attention, they want the affection, even as an adult. It looks awkward, but that's what it is. But only a person, only who as a kid gets attention and affection, as an adult he can give it. If he doesn't get it, he doesn't know how to give it. He doesn't have what to give. So, now many of the devotees coming to the temple, they don't really know what is attention, what is affection. They are coming frustrated. So, if you think that, okay, take money or take this and then be happy, they will not. They are looking for something else. They may not know what they are looking for, but they are looking for happiness and they don't know what it is yet. But as a leader, you should know. So you have to provide the blend. You have to support them materially, but you have to lead them to spiritual realizations. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Any question? Mataji. Hare Krishna.
My question is, Sambandh, Aviday and Prayojan. Sambandh means relationship with
Yes.
Krishna. And Aviday is procedure.
The process, yes.
How we get them.
Shravanam Kirtanam.
Yes. Then please tell me about Prayojan.
Prayojana is we want to achieve Krishna.
Yes.
So, Prayojana, we talk about Krishna Prema. That's our Prayojana. But what is Krishna Prema? Who is Krishna? What is Krishna? We have so many definitions. Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, he has different names. Narayan, Shyamasundar, Madhava. No, okay, we know. Okay, now he's standing then on the altar. But who is he? Is he the black stone statue, or is he a person? You see that he mercifully appears as Archavigraha. So then we can see him. But he is not the statue, he is a person. But that's very difficult to realize that without having a relationship. It's very difficult to develop a relationship with something abstract, something which you don't know. But it's very easy, like in the case of the mother, immediately develops a relationship with the kid because the kid is right here in my hands.
Okay. Thanks.
So we have to develop the same love we have for the little child, the same love we want for Krishna, and more. That's our prayojana.
Thanks, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Any other question? Gauranga. Hari Bol. Shri Prabhupada ki. Jai Nitai Gaur Pramananda.
Hare Krishna.